Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Play the Hits. This is Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. I am Chris Beck, and with me is Dirk Diggler.
Hey, what's up? Dirt here.
No, not Dirt. Dirk. Have you never seen Boogie Nights?
No, man, I haven't actually.
Really?
Yeah, that's been one along with. Oh, actually, no, I have seen Airplane. Now that I think about it. Yeah, there's a lot of classics I still haven't seen.
I was gonna say Boogie Nights is not anything like Airplane. It's not a comedy, really. I mean, it's got some like pitch black humor in there, but it's basically about the porn industry in the 70s.
Yeah, I've heard.
Okay, so I'm
just a little baby. There's so many. There's a lot I haven't experienced yet.
I can see that. Speaking of which, happy 420.
Oh yeah, yeah. What a 420 this turned out to be. I mean, this whole month was supposed to be, you know, everyone getting blazed all the time, and yeah,
that's right, 42020. I was gonna say
the whole month was 420.
Yeah, I was gonna say though, if there's ever a better time to smoke a whole lot of weed, it's when you're stuck in your house with nothing to do, right?
That's true. If you don't have to like show up mentally to work, which yeah, I guess some people don't. As long as you don't have too many meetings or something.
I don't know. Wouldn't it be great if like improves like your meeting performance? Like people think you're brilliant all of a sudden.
If you're really dumb, maybe.
Really fucking dumb.
If your baseline is just really fucking stupid, maybe you'll seem insightful.
I don't know, but Johnson has some good ideas. I see upper management written all over him.
Oh my god. Fail upwards.
Right? Oh god.
Yeah,
this coming from the guy who hasn't smoked pot since my senior year in college, so.
I bet some people are really have some actually profound ideas. I am one of the typical people where I really feel like I just want to keep talking, and it's just like, wow, this is making so much sense. This is really crazy. I got to write this down, and I have. And then I'll go back and be like, what the fuck is this?
I'm the exact opposite. From what I remember about it, like, I would always just zone. You know, I would just sit there and, like, contemplate my navel.
Yeah.
Just like the nature of the universe.
Yeah. I feel like I become a talker unless I get really paranoid because I have too much. But I can totally zone when there's, like, music. When there's like really good music, I'll just start rocking back and forth.
There doesn't need to be like anything for me. I don't know why. I just like stare, and I'm like really vacant, and I like look up and like 2 hours have passed.
Oh, this is really the first time you get to put the Z targeting through its faces.
Yeah, this guy's just an asshole.
Yeah, it's enemies like this. I mean, he doesn't really have a shield or anything, but yeah, he'll run away from you and
he'll try.
Be a dick. He will try. I just heard that in Anakin's voice.
Yeah, you will try, my master.
God. You know, okay, so which prequel is better? Because I know 2 is just out.
Oh,
but
yeah. No, Revenge of the Sith.
Is it Revenge of the Sith? Okay.
Yeah, all the way.
I'd have to agree. Revenge of the Sith is just overall a better movie, although the best fight I still have to say is Darth Maul overall, but
Oh really? I like Anakin versus Obi-Wan.
It is good. I mean, that's a close second for sure. And it's a bit longer. Part of it is just like I can watch the Darth Maul fight with Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon over and over. And,
yeah, that was cool.
The Anakin Obi-Wan just makes me sad.
Yeah, that's fair. There's like a little bit of high adventure in the Darth Maul one, you know, right up until he straight up murders Qui-Gon, but...
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, no, like out of all the prequels, Revenge of the Sith is the most watchable for me.
Yeah, for me too. The prequels in general, I mean, it's just like, for all they did wrong, you know, there's some redeeming qualities.
Yeah, they're not as
bad
as
the lightsaber fights. No, that's true.
Makes them
the lightsaber fights is definitely one of the redeeming qualities. I mean, I know the fighting isn't everything in Star Wars, but it helps.
Yeah, it does.
Something.
Yeah,
and they're good. They're well choreographed.
That was one of the biggest weaknesses for me in The Last Jedi.
Oh yeah,
there was just no real solid lightsaber fight.
Nothing crazy. Yeah, I mean,
Rise of Skywalker went to lengths to correct that, but yeah,
that's true. Even in Rise of Skywalker, though, I don't think there was any like great fight that matched like either of those from the prequels.
No, you know? I mean the showpiece one was Rey and Kylo on the ruins of the Death Star. That was pretty cool, but
yeah,
you're right. It never quite reached the same like over the top craziness of the prequel ones.
Yeah. Yeah, there was.
And I think that was
really
by
liked,
design, though.
maybe.
I think they were
really
trying to
did
return
like
it to a
the,
more grounded sort of.
Yeah. It was not Revenge of the Sith. The Last Jedi, when they're fighting like the Imperial guards.
Yeah, that's as close
Rey,
as you get.
It's like, yeah,
It's
that
good.
was pretty good.
It was
The
well
scene itself
choreographed.
the scene itself was powerful. Just, I mean, seeing Snoke eat it was very much like a WTF moment.
Right.
I thought he disappeared for a second. But yeah, so we're not here to talk about Star Wars so much. What's going on with you?
Aren't we, though?
I mean, I guess we always could.
Oh, right. He has to die with bombs. Not much. Just still, like, working from home, doing what I do.
Yeah. Do you guys have to go in sometimes to, like, get things done around the office?
Yeah, like, we record, worship services and things like that.
Gotcha.
We've got a couple, like, online meetings and interviews, this week. What? Okay.
Wow.
Bullshit.
Yeah, just gotta put it in front of him. Gingerly place it inches from his mouth.
I don't think he has to eat it. I think it just has to blow up on him.
Oh, really?
But it has to be, like, super close.
I mean, you're, like, tossing it on his head and it's exploding and it doesn't seem to be doing anything.
Ah, shit. I know that first one that hit him.
Unless it's, like, his tail is the weak spot or something.
There we go.
Okay.
There he goes. What a douchebag.
It was made
Give
of
me
bombs.
3 rupees. Like, here, I hope it was worth it.
Do you have to kill these things?
I don't think so. I think it makes it a little easier, but I don't think it's required.
They're a bit annoying.
Yeah, they are. Let's see here. There's the fire.
I'm signed up for text alerts from, what is this called? Let's see. Nowinstock.net, which is usually really good for, you know, if there was something. I've gotten like some gifts that were like when the Pikachu pop figure first came to Target and it was like a hot item.
Yeah.
It's stuff like that. This is how I usually get it. You know, it's like immediately, you know, and you can get it really quickly. Because these days people are using bots to get everything, like the Switches, which is really fucking annoying.
Yeah.
Because I know people who are like, you know, would love to have a Switch right now. It's like making it impossible to get.
The Switch would be very handy to have
in quarantine. Yeah, I have it set up for you know, hand sanitizer, stuff like that. Which we're good on that. We have enough of it, thankfully.
Sweet.
But it'd be nice. So, you know, getting the stimulus check, it's, you know, part of it would like to, you know, do some good because we're lucky enough that we still both have our jobs.
Yeah, that's nice. Have you gotten yours yet, by the way?
Yeah, I did. How about you?
No. So we actually do have our taxes set to deposit automatically, but our tax preparer got our account number wrong. So we had to go through a shitty old like series of phone calls to get that corrected, and so now we're waiting on both our tax return and the stimulus check. I mean, and we're in the same boat. It's not like money that's going to get us through the summer or anything like that, but
it's not like absolutely required, but hey, $1,200 each, it'd be nice to have. Like,
well,
that's interesting.
And I don't pay Social Security because I'm a priest technically, and so
dude, I never even thought about that.
Yeah, so
that's awesome.
So basically what I do with my tax return generally is put that into the kids' college and retirement. So yeah, it'll be nice when that comes in, but again, like, not pressing.
It's not something. Yeah, that's annoying though. Like, how'd you figure it out? Like, it's just like, well, where's our tax return? And
yeah, basically it had
been had to figure it out that way.
Yeah, it had been a few weeks. Like, we got ours prepared early, and you know, nothing came of it, and so we're like, okay, so maybe it's just taking its sweet time. And then we contacted him and tried to figure out what was up, and yeah, it did not take long to figure out. Son of a bitch.
That's pretty stupid.
Yeah, it was, but whatever. It'll still get it. And I don't think we were going to deposit it right away anyways, because the stock market is so volatile. So
Yeah,
I think we were just going to
right
kind
now.
of sit on the money for a little bit this year anyway.
Okay. Yeah, we got ours. So what was it? Like early last week, maybe middle of last week, something like that. And
Nice.
so, a lot of it went towards paying off credit card,
Uh-huh.
but some of it I want to do, some good. And part of that was like getting stuff like hand sanitizer, stuff like that. And if anyone needed it to, just give it to people who needed it. But
Right.
every time these stock alerts come up where it's just like, hey, we got something here, it's usually from Amazon.
Yeah.
And it's like already sold out, or they're reserving it for hospitals, which is like, that's good. But I don't know why they're like letting the Amazon ones go through. So I don't know. I'm getting a lot of useless emails basically.
Oh yeah.
Complaining.
Speaking of
I like to complain.
Amazon and tax refunds, are you planning on finally building that PC?
Yep, some point. It's the conversations have kind of gone by the wayside for a little bit because trying to pay down credit cards is the number one thing for me right now. But the stimulus check certainly helps. Yeah, and I know we could do it for fairly cheap. I mean, $500 would be awesome, but I'm really expecting I would probably pay more. Especially just to make sure that we have enough like RAM. Like 32 gigs of RAM would be like the minimum for sure. But yeah, I mean, if I don't know, looking at everything, getting good sales, if I could build a pretty good one for $700-800, like I still feel like that'd be tough.
Check out Paul's hardware. It's not going to be as tough as you think.
All right,
He'll walk you through the whole
check out
process.
the video you sent me. Yeah, I mean, I've seen some of their videos before. There's another one. Is it PC Review I'm thinking of?
Maybe.
There's
a lot of places that do builds. I just like Paul's because he's really approachable about it, and like he explains it in very good like layman's terms, and like is very detailed in like what he shows you. So like if you've never put it together before, you would have like at least a working knowledge of it just watching him.
Yeah, and they go through the basics like with every video, even so they don't assume you already know. Like, hey, have a little contact metal here to ground yourself all the time. All the simple stuff that maybe you don't know or maybe you forget if it's been a while. But...
And sometimes like
they'll
what he'll do is like he'll just like open up a web browser and like just shop for parts on camera, and there he doesn't like show you how to build it, but he shows you like what the best deals are and why they are as good as they are.
Okay.
So that's really like if you're just like looking for different parts, or like say you want to like prioritize your processor, like you watch one of these videos and he'll tell you like the best way to go for your budget.
Okay.
Get that metal shield back on. These guys are fuckers.
Yeah, I'm so used to in these games getting like Hylian shield and things like that so late. I forget you get it pretty early in this game.
Yeah, you do.
You just kind of buy it like it's no big deal.
Because in this one it's not. Like in later games, it's like this legendary shield, but in this one it's just like, who gives a shit? All the soldiers have it.
I guess it was the first one that it looked like this, now that I think about it.
Yeah.
I mean, unless there was an earlier... Was there anything between Link to the Past and Ocarina of Time?
Well, so really? Link to the Past had a similar motif, but it did not... God damn it, I hate throwing bombs in this game. Link to the Past had like a similar motif, but you're right, the color scheme was not like in its final form. Yeah.
And there was always something better than the Hylian shield, which I guess there is in this game too.
Yeah, so the mirror shield.
This is kind of one of the last games that's like that, where it's just like, yeah, you're always going to get, it's usually the mirror shield. Mm-hmm. That's kind of the best thing.
But it's also not like, it doesn't provide like an improvement in defense, it's just you can reflect light beams.
Yeah, but it's the same thing, and I always like the look of it.
Yeah, the mirror shield. It is cool.
And this was the last one, because Twilight Princess, and what was it, did you get any, in Wind Waker, did you get any tunics that just like raised your defense? And it was like, okay, this is the tunic I'm going to wear. Or did you just stick with green?
Yeah, no, in Wind Waker, you didn't get any armor.
I didn't think so. Yeah, I feel
At
like
least
this
not that
is
I'm
like
aware
kind
of.
of the
Twilight
last
Princess,
game
you
I
got
can
that
think
like
of that did
rupee
that.
armor.
Mm. Oh, that I don't count that. That sucked.
Yeah,
Twilight
because it
Princess,
drained your.
it drained that, and it looked ridiculous.
It
was
did
kinda
look
like,
stupid.
I never wore it. Like, one, it is kind of like end game. Like, I already beaten the game before I
Yeah,
got
there was not
it.
much of a point to it. It's not like there was like a secret boss or anything that really
Yeah,
required it.
if there was like a final crazy dungeon that was like a trials dungeon or something, like totally. But no, you would definitely do the challenge to get that armor like after. Or wait,
God damn it.
no, you didn't get that armor from like the sand, the crazy sand tower or anything. You got it somewhere. I think you like bought it for like 1,000 rupees or something.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's right. You got the fairy juice from the
Fairy
from the
juice.
sand labyrinth. Yeah, it was like the best potion in the game. It like recovered everything.
Oh yeah, I
And
do
it
remember that.
made you, it like gave you crazy defense with your hearts for like a while or something like that.
Fairy
was-
juice just sounds funny though.
Fairy juice, yeah. That was the whole point of the
Hey
it was
little
like
boy,
that.
you want some
Do
fairy
you remember
juice?
that that labyrinth in the desert in Twilight Princess? And
Oh, yeah.
you couldn't every like few levels you had to have a new item from a dungeon. So you really had to complete like all the dungeons to get all the way to the bottom
Yeah.
and or top, whatever it was. Then you get the fairy juice. That was kind of your reward. And you could always go back and stock up on fairy juice.
Yeah, that's right. I do remember that.
But
Nope.
yeah, this is the last game that kind of did a whole, hey, you got the blue tunic, now you got the red tunic, and that's
but
what you're
in
gonna
this
wear.
one-
And you're
Yeah, in this one it had nothing to do with defense though.
it didn't the red. Oh no,
the
I know
red
the
was just
blue
for
one
fire.
was help with swimming,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, the red one, yeah, that didn't provide any extra defense either, did it?
No,
It
not
was
at
just
all.
just for the fire. Wow, you're right. See, as a kid, I always wore the red one because I thought about Link to the Past, and it was just
Right.
like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna wear the red. But yeah, and so I kept thinking that
Boom.
it provided some kind of bonus, but it doesn't.
No. You would think so, but
No, but they
damn.
stopped that. It hasn't
Rupees
been
are
that
useless
way for a
right
while. Yeah, rupees are. What do they think you're spending it on?
drugs.
I'm gonna go to the store and buy a heart for 10 rupees because
Right.
I'm insane. Because I've never cut grass before in a Zelda game.
Oh jeez.
These things are almost cute.
Yeah. Like little slugs. To like butchers them mercilessly. I mean that's what he's doing. Those are baby Dodongos.
Yeah.
This is wrong.
Oh, you're like 75% of the way through this now, aren't you?
Oh yeah, the opening dungeons really are pretty linear.
I mean, yeah, but
Jabu
Jabu
Jabu gets a little
I have trouble
complicated.
with sometimes. Jabu Jabu is like really the inside of any whale or monster like that. Like Kingdom Hearts 1 comes to mind with Monstro as well. They're always
Monstro
terrible stages.
sucked. I hated
Monstro
that.
did suck.
I mean, Kingdom Hearts
Monstro
dungeons
sucked.
in general kind of suck because they're just like copy and pasted corridors. But
They can be. I mean, I have good memories of both games, but I think Kingdom Hearts 2 actually did an okay job.
yeah,
Kingdom
better
Hearts
than
1,
a heck of a
some
lot
of
better
them
than one.
sucked. Yeah, 1 was
Like I hated the jungle. I hated the whale.
the jungle sucked.
The jungles really sucked.
Alice in Wonderland wasn't bad. It was just small.
So
you know.
boring too.
The jungle really did suck because if you fell at the wrong place, it would take you back like 3 screens.
Yeah. What else sucked in the first Kingdom Hearts?
You know what? There's a lot to hate about Kingdom Hearts. It's kind of a wonder that game has fans at all.
It's just
Even
like
though I like it.
it's basically like pure nostalgia. It's there for both
nostalgia.
like fans
Yeah.
of Final Fantasy who just want to see their favorite characters and like
Yeah.
well like at the time
When
they'd
you-
never seen like Squall or Cloud in that resolution before, so that was pretty special.
Yeah.
That's why I bought it
having-
actually.
If you like Disney, I can see it, and I do like Disney, but at the same time, it almost like I can't. I still haven't finished Kingdom Hearts 3. It kind of makes me cringe, and
Oh,
it's like
really?
when I'm playing these games with Addie, certain story beats happen. I'm just like, oh god, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry you're watching.
You know,
this
that's kind of where I landed with it too. Like I have that same reaction to Kingdom Hearts these days.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think the biggest reason I liked it is because it was so new as like an action RPG. That was like our first real taste from Square.
Oh yeah.
And
It only took them
now
like
you
30
have
years to get the formula right for it too.
yeah, seriously
20 years, but yeah.
I mean,
Like-
because 15 was another thing like that, and 15 was a lot better. And now you have 7 remake, and this is like the pinnacle for sure.
It is
you
like it's an actual fun combat system. It's really fun to play.
It's very fun combat, and if you just played as Cloud the whole time, it's like, well, this is already an improvement on Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah, I was gonna say though the game like actively encourages you definitely not to play as Cloud the entire time.
No, and that's what I like is that
like everyone has
15,
different styles and uses, and yeah,
like they show you in the beginning, you pretty much have to. Like, I mean, you can if you want battles to go slowly, and if you want everyone to get hurt a little bit more, you could just let
like
the
slog
computer
through
try
it
to
with just
handle
Cloud,
everything as
yeah,
Barrett.
right, let
Yeah,
Barrett
but it's
do
a
his
lot
thing.
better to just switch real quick, take care of business yourself.
Yeah,
And that's the thing I learned pretty quickly. It's just like there is no penalty for switching a lot.
Not at all.
Like switch all the time. I think the game encourages you to just switch a lot.
mm-hmm. Like
And,
the moment, like. So with FF15, you remember it wasn't until like a DLC update that you could even switch between characters.
Oh,
And then
it was
when
like
you-
a few months after all of them came out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then
Few
when you
months after
finally
Agnes.
could, it was like really like an awkward way to
Ugh.
switch between them. And it never quite
Which,
felt
why?
right. Yeah,
And there was a little bit of a load.
yeah,
And during that load, you were like invincible, and it never felt right. You're correct.
No.
It was nice. They added it. I
Yeah.
liked that they kept adding stuff.
and that they made them like control the same way they did in their DLC chapters. That was kind of
Yes.
neat, but
That was neat, and the fact that they had definitely different play styles.
yeah,
But one, they've already accomplished that with this game as well, and then two, the switching is instantaneous.
Right.
Like, I love that they actually were able to accomplish that. Because when I first saw that with like Cloud switching to Barrett in that 2015 or no, it was pretty short. It was like 2016.
yeah,
That fake trailer that wasn't the final gameplay at all. It was like, oh, are they really going to be able to do that? Like, I was excited, but very skeptical, obviously.
right.
Especially when 15 came out, where it's just like, okay, are they really going to be able to do that?
And then they did, yeah.
They did. They accomplished it very well. So, as I say, I love playing as Tifa. I haven't gotten to a point where I'm playing as Aerith yet, but Tifa's a hell of a lot of fun to play. Once I kind
She
of
is.
figured out what the whole powering up thing.
Oh yeah, like her combo system. That's really cool.
Oh my god, yeah. She just looks like she's kicking a lot of ass. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
made her my leader for a little bit so I could learn her. So anytime a battle happens, it's like go straight
Yep.
to her.
Well, and you kind of want to do
that's-
that anyway, so that you can master all of their unique weapon abilities.
Yeah, I'm seeing that there's a lot of stuff. I mean, the materia, one, I think we've already talked about this, but how magic materia doesn't really penalize you anymore. It's just what kind of buffs do you want to focus on,
Right.
depending on the material you put on or what do you want to master.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that there's definite advantages. I mean, I guess there always was to having like accessories and stuff, or I
Oh,
guess
yeah.
armor that has more slots, because it's just
Mhm.
like, hey, I wanna master as much as I can. This is the only way to get Firaga. Only way to like learn things is
Right.
to update this, is grow this materia. And so you'll see something that has like worse stats, cost twice as much as something else, but it has an extra materia slot. It's like,
Yeah.
what you're doing.
That's kind of the one thing that I'm a little bit frustrated with is that oh shit, that the you don't have a ton of materia slots, and so like they give you a lot of options with the materia, but none of them you can't really get creative with it yet because you only get like 4 to 6 materia slots per character,
Yeah.
at least for where I am in the game.
Yeah, I'm just filling people up with the materia. It's like, okay, I want to try to make sure everything's being learned, but I think, I mean, I don't have Aerith yet, but I think it's like my lightning. No one can hold on to it right now, and I know I'm just going to keep picking up more materia as it goes.
Oh
And now-
yeah, you get a ton. You get a ton of materia, but you can't possibly equip it all.
yeah. Do you use deadly dodge at all?
Oh yeah, deadly dodge is my bread and butter.
Okay,
I've
love.
almost forgotten about the block mechanic, which is really useful, but
Yeah,
the only thing
I didn't
that's
realize that
another thing
first.
that I'm not super crazy about is that the block command doesn't um, it doesn't halt your attack. Like you have to wait until the attack animation is finished before
Yes.
going into the
Yeah, so
block.
it takes some strategy for that for sure, but some of these enemies attack so quickly
You
that
can't
it really
possibly,
is.
yeah.
Yeah, or it's just like guessing a little bit. One, learning their attack pattern, which okay, I'm cool with that. But then it's almost like guessing a
God
little
damn it.
bit where you're wow. I forgot that wood shields just burn.
Yep.
But so you get that. But yeah, it's man, I'm getting Alzheimer's or something because I totally forgot what I was talking about, but I know it's FF7.
Max just like passes out like mid playthrough.
Oh shit! I just got in my head. I was like, why wouldn't you just use shield up? Again, it's too big for him. He just cowers. And that image came into my head, and I was like, what was I talking about? But yeah.
Where are you, by the way, in the game right now?
Not too far. Basically, I haven't finished all the side quests in I just got to the slums. I was doing a whole bunch of side quests.
Okay.
And more and more kept opening up. And there was one more I didn't even talk to the lady yet. I don't know. It was somewhere in the graveyard doing something. But I was like, you know what? I want to go on with the story. I'm sure I'll be able to come back to this. And it was like, oh, are you sure? Are you sure? And it's like, yeah. And I finished the scene, and I think they want me to go downstairs, and that's where I stopped for now.
Yeah.
Cloud's just drinking his drink, which, damn it, like, here, let me fix you a Cosmo Canyon. It's just like, that's gonna be a little weird in the next game.
Here it is.
It's just, it's another wink. It's just like, stop winking at me. I'm already a fan. Just what do you?
Or better yet, just put it all in the same damn game.
Yeah, actually,
so
that'd be a little more forgivable.
Yeah, that's another couple of things that I wanted to talk about with it. Like, no spoilers or anything, since I'm a little further than you. But, yeah, like, some of the like environments and like the nods to the greater universe, it kind of feels like an apology for not being able to include them all in this game.
Yeah, which I feel like is going to make it worse later on.
Yeah.
If they ever do get to it, like, you don't have to do that. Just make this what it is, the best it can be.
Mm-hmm. And then secondly, like, because of the stupid like Watchmen of Fate and like their connection with Eris and all that, which you still don't know what it is or what it's about. They only show up, in, seriously, did I miss that fairy? That sucks. I actually really need it. Huh,
yeah, and it looks like you ran right into it.
Yeah, I swear to God, I touched it. But, so yeah, like, Eris is like super dodgy, and like she seems to be like the link between the stupid Watchmen of Fate and like the main story. Like she knows what's going on with them a little bit, I think. And as a result, like, I don't know if they intended it to be this way, but like characters will ask her like, Aerith, what aren't you telling me? Or like, what do you mean by that? And now as a result, like, even though I know like she's a good guy and I know what she's trying to do overall, like, I actually don't really trust Aerith completely.
Oh, that's really sad, dude.
Yeah, it is, because she's like, it kind of sullies the way that you understand her.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm not saying she's a simple character. She's complex, but she's also like just a beacon of goodness. Like,
yeah, but
you don't want to discuss
like the way that she reads because of the Watchmen, like especially when you're talking about the Watchmen or like events that are going to happen in the story, like for instance, like, oh, the pillar's going to come down, and Eris is like, oh, I don't know, nothing is ever tied to fate, and the future is never certain, anything could happen. And then Tifa just straight up looks at her and she goes like, what aren't you telling me? And it's like, yeah, like, really, what aren't you telling me? Like, why is this, like, I know what the Watchmen of Fate are now, basically. Okay, why can't I pick up the damn fairy?
I don't know.
For real right now? Huh. I'm gonna try that again, because that's stupid.
Yeah, go ahead. It's not like we're forgetting something. You don't have to jar it to use it.
You can just run right into him. But yeah, like, so what I think the Watchmen of Fate are at this point, like they're basically like representative of the fan base, like trying to make sure that the plot happens in exactly the same way that it's supposed to. That's why they're called the Watchmen of Fate. Like everything has to be the same, but they're the bad guys, you know. So like, it's kind of like Eris is hinting that she wants to defy her fate, like she knows she has to die. And
son of a bitch.
I know, yeah, I know. And so, like, I kind of get the like every time she like makes a little statement like that, like, this isn't going to be how you think it's going to be, or nothing is for certain, or you know, it's like the developers are telling us that yeah, we're going to change key things, and the Watchmen of Fate are going to be our excuse to do it. And so, like I said, now, like whether intentional or unintentional, the character of Aerith interacts with the main cast in such a way that I really don't trust her completely, because like I don't know if she's like stringing Cloud along, if like she's from an alternate universe, or she's like aware of the future or things like that, because that's kind of like what they're implying. And
if it's anything tied to that, that's gonna, I mean, obviously the biggest foul, and again, you know, I know they could do whatever they want, it's their game, I'm just speaking as a fan.
No, they can't. They really can't. Like, I'm sorry, they would not have done this if it were not for the massive fan outcry from people who, you know, loved this game and really wanted to see it, you know.
Nomura's going to do what he wants with it. It's his baby. He'll do whatever he wants with it and say, like, oh, this is how I wanted it from the beginning, or we couldn't do this.
Well, but except that he wasn't in charge of it in the beginning. Yoshinori Kitase was.
Yeah, he was just a designer, I think, for it, right?
He was a character artist, and that's what he should have remained. I'm sorry.
No, Nomura should not be in charge of anything. I think
because he takes fucking 10 years to develop games. It's just...
Yeah. And then the liberties. I mean, okay, so here's the thing. The worst foul, I think, is obvious, is that she ends up defying her fate somehow and doesn't end up dying, which is like... That's not, I want Eris to die, but that's the story.
That's the crux of it. Like, can you imagine them undermining like the central sacrifice of the game like that?
Yeah. Why doesn't the meteor end up blowing up the planet? Is because of her sacrifice.
Yeah.
She was able to call holy, you know, and you know the live stream basically confirming with that. But then the other thing is, even if it's something like you're saying, where she knows her fate and she's trying to defy it, and even if she doesn't, if she fails, and it's like, oh, it turns out I couldn't, well, she still knew. And that really changes the nature of the sacrifice.
Right.
You know, she doesn't really know. I mean, she probably has an idea of what's going to happen to her in the original game, and she knows the risk, I guess, of what she's doing. But there's no way she could really know, like, oh, this piece of Genova is going to come to us like Sephiroth and like stab me. Like, you can't know that. And
you wouldn't think so.
It truly is a sacrifice. With this, it just seems like, well, I'm just a cog, and I gotta fulfill my role. That's stupid.
Yep.
That's Eris is a lot more than that. You know, that would really suck.
Yeah, I agree, and that's, unfortunately, I do kind of get the feeling that that's what they're trying to do with the stupid Watchmen, and that makes me unhappy.
Yeah.
I mean, well, and especially since, like, when the Watchmen aren't a part of the story, which is the vast majority of the story is, you know, just kind of a reimagining of what we remember from the PS1 era, and so the fact that they were able to do it and do it as beautifully as they have, and like, you know, like the scenes are very clearly different, you know, like it doesn't play out, or you know, the environments are not the same, but they have like these tremendous like throwbacks to like what you remember from the PS1, and the dialogue is also very different, but at the same time you could still predict what the lines are going to be. Like, they've shown a tremendous amount of like care and dedication to restoring what fans loved about the original. And again, not getting like too spoilery or anything, but it's not really a spoiler because it's from 1997. Like, they even keep a lot of like the major quirkiness that you know, like just bizarre things about FF7, you know, like drag queens,
which was one of our fears, that they weren't going to do that.
Yeah, they were going to take it too seriously, but they don't. They don't. It's really goofy at parts. It's just straight out funny and like, what the fuck are they thinking, you know? But like in a good way, right? And so the design team, they're capable of doing that, and in fact, they are doing that, and they're like showing you how much they're doing that. Like they understand the flavor and the context of the original. So if the Watchmen of Fate end up like undermining like the core sacrifices and like the main plot beats of the game, that would be a deliberate like middle finger to the fan base as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I'd agree. I mean, maybe not a deliberate middle, but very much like a wow, you really don't understand. Which again, I'm getting really like, if this was taken out of context or maybe even in context, it's like, what the fuck is this guy thinking?
Right.
I don't know better than these guys. I don't know their own story better than them. But
well,
God,
but that's the thing though. It's a story that's already been written. If they wanted to make something totally different, they should have just done a sequel or like a side story or something, and just left the remake to someone else.
A remake's a remake, and of course, as I've always said, if I was doing a remake, obviously with the capabilities you have these days, it's going to look a lot different. You can have voice acting, and you can change things up to modernize it for sure. They're also
those parts are all great.
Just a lot of the game itself and redoing ideas and adding things, which is like okay, but a lot of what they're doing, I mean, it is taking liberty, and that's a stretch to say that it's a liberty when it was quote unquote their thing. Speaking of which, how involved is Katase, if at all, in this game?
I think he's just a consultant.
He's a consultant, okay. Yeah, so I could still say it's their game, and they're taking liberties with it. Well, it's like, well, yeah, they're allowed to, but God, it sucks. And
yeah.
If that's the case, then I think I can say that, oh, maybe they don't if they're trying to make people happy, maybe they don't understand at least the people who,
like, hey, wouldn't it be great if Eris lived,
yeah, if just the fans who've been there since the beginning, or fans throughout the years, they don't understand what they really want or what they enjoyed about the original game.
I love this part, the Goron hug.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Time for the Goron circle jerk. Come on, everybody. Pants off. Oh God. But yeah,
Link would not survive that.
I agree with you. On the one hand, it is their story and they can do with it what they want, but should they?
Should they? So. Exactly. That's the question.
If like they're actually intent on making changes as big as like they're hinting at, I don't know.
Yeah. It's what sucks. Maybe it's just I'm weak-willed, but it's hard to bitch about this. It's a lot harder to bitch about this game right now than it was a few months ago because
it's so good.
There's a lot of good.
It's a phenomenal game.
Yeah, stuff that surprised me even. I figured there'd be stuff I enjoyed as a fan, and I thought, I mean, the one thing I knew, there was no question, the game's going to be beautiful, and it is. Square always does a good job.
But just how beautiful it ended up being, yeah.
One, it looked even better than my expectations, but I think the fighting system is what surprised me the most. So it's like, I hope it's going to be good, and it's fantastic.
It's the first time like I've ever actually preferred a more action-oriented system to like the original turn-based combat. Yeah, because you're still you have to think a lot. You are constantly strategizing.
There's something that they did that 15 couldn't do is with 15 they added this like mealy mouth's wait mode that's like, oh, do you want to have like classic style where it's like waiting? We'll just turn this on and you can waste some points on it, ATB or whatever too. Right. And when you stop moving, this menu comes up.
Yeah.
It really, I don't know if you ever messed with the wait mode in 15.
I did not. It was not fun.
Yeah, it's not fun. It's not worth it at all. This game, I mean, one, they have that classic mode. I haven't tried it out. But it's like you have some automatic fighting, I guess, and then you can do stuff, which is not for me. I haven't tried that yet. But what I do like is
why did I bother getting that? Go on.
Well, you don't know what it is, but they have the buttons you can map to L1 and a face button, and so when you get the ATB, you could just do L1 square and do braver, L1 triangle and do the force thrust, and not ever pause the game. But if you do need some breathing room, you hit X.
Yep.
And it just, how it does it doesn't like pause everything like 15 where it's just, it all goes black, like gray. and it's just like, here's tactical mode. No,
Yeah.
like the action's still going on, just very slow-mo.
Yeah, they just like slowed it.
I love the look of it.
It is cool.
I love the look of that. I think it's really cool how they were able to pull that off.
Yeah, like
And,
I kind of
never
hope
feel
that,
like you're cheating.
I kind of hope that they use this combat engine for like FF16 or whatever else down the road that they have.
Me too.
Because it's
Like, why
really
not?
good.
It is really good. Yeah,
it is the perfect marriage of like, you know, menu-based and action-based combat.
I don't know why this is, but it would be so much like Square to be like, okay, we put all this development time and all this money into this. Well, let's do something completely different for 16. I mean,
Yeah.
you kind of have to respect what they do. They do this with graphic systems, where it's just like, let's make a completely. It's like, oh, Unreal Engine, that's not. But who fucking cares? We're gonna make the Ebony engine, or what do they call it?
Yeah, right. The
for
Crystal
15.
Tools or
Yeah, Crystal. And 13, they did the same thing. We're gonna make our very own engine. 15, we're going to make our very own engine. I think, and they said, how did it go with 7? 7, I think they originally said, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, they were originally
said
going to
they're
make their
go
own.
Unreal Engine. Or they were going to make their own originally?
And then they
ended up
switched to Unreal
sourcing
4.
Something? Oh, okay, see, I thought it was the other way around. I thought from the beginning they said they're going to do Unreal, and then they started over to make their own.
No. What you're seeing right now is Unreal 4.
Okay, see, that was a smart move.
It was.
I think that was the way to go. And look how great the game turned out. Look how beautiful.
That's the nice thing about the Unreal Engine. It's like the most flexible graphics engine you can imagine.
It is. I mean, they still made it. It still looks like a better version of 15. It's still unmistakable, even if these characters were completely different. It's like, oh, I bet Square developed this.
Oh yeah,
like,
absolutely.
Most people would know that.
And, you know, like, it used to be like when you think of the Unreal Engine, you think of, like, the big, bulky guys in armor or anything, but that's Unreal 3. You know?
Yeah.
Unreal 4 is its own animal.
Yeah. They've, man, it's no wonder Epic, like, kind of took over the gaming world with, I mean, they got Fortnite and everything, but they've been doing it with Unreal. Like, so many games license that out.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And why wouldn't you?
It's
I mean,
kind of
it's
nice,
like,
too,
it's
because...
Unreal and there's not Unix, the other one that I don't even know the name of. Like, that's how ubiquitous Unreal is.
Yeah. Well, it's nice too because it is on the Unreal Engine, because like many of the key assets already exist. They're going to be able to. I don't have nearly enough bombs for this, do I? They're going to be able to. They could potentially, anyways, make the second game of FF7 Remake appear in relatively short order, because, you know, they don't have to remake Cloud from the ground up. They don't have to remake the battle system from the ground up. Just
no.
keep going with what they have.
I'm sure it would take a little while, and I bet it would take years if they put as much care into it. One, to make something worthy. Again, I sound like such an asshole, I feel like, but to make something worthy of that part of the game, whatever they like, say if they did Calm to Eris's death.
Yeah.
Let's say if they instead of covering the 5 hours, 6 hours of Midgard, they ended up covering the 15 hours from there. That would make sense to me. But say if they covered Calm to Eris's death.
God damn it.
There would be a lot of assets. Oh. There would be a lot of things they have to make and a lot of different assets for the outside world, all these towns, all these different enemies.
I still don't think we're going to get a world map. I think we're going to get
so.
like a transition between like one town to the next.
Like 12 style?
Yeah.
10 style?
Yeah,
Okay.
maybe like where you get to see them on the road for a little bit, but then like they do big transitions between certain areas.
Exactly. I'm thinking 10 style. And if you need to go back somewhere, it's the airship is just, again, like 10s.
Like,
where
yeah, like
you're not
a
going to
menu
see
base
the
sort of thing.
in-between world. Yeah.
Yeah.
A world map, I almost feel like is out of the question. You know?
There's no way
When's the
that
last
could
time
work.
they did that? Was Type 0?
Yeah,
I mean,
typo.
if they did something
And it wasn't
Type
very
O
good.
style, no. If they did something Type O style or something even different or better, I'd be shocked. I would bet $100 there's no way they're going to do that.
No, I don't think so.
And which is like, okay, they don't have to. Like a Final Fantasy X thing, 12 would be great. I don't think they're going to do that either.
12 would be ideal, and it would give them a lot more space to work on, like, think about, like, Fort Condor, and, like, some of the parts, like before you got to Gold Saucer, you know, where you were on, like, the railroad tracks and everything, and, like, areas like that would look really cool.
Oh, yeah, I bet. And again, like, I mean, 12 was already a pretty surprising undertaking for them.
Oh,
That game
yeah.
is humongous. Now that I can actually
Oh, it
appreciate
is
it,
huge.
humongous.
But you're right. For
Um,
7, they would have to do a world map and like do these huge cities like Junin and Costa del Sol and
it's a lot of work.
Golden Saucer, Corel
Did that one
Town,
just appear
Nibelheim,
there?
and try to cram that all into one
Oh,
game. There's no way. Like, I think they'll definitely do all those towns, but I don't think they're going to be connected by a world map. I think
yeah.
there's just going to be like linear
And
pathways, like open field kind of segments.
yeah. And aside from all the things, the connective, basically the connective tissue of the game, so many assets they'd have to do for this new game. It would take them a while,
Oh,
and
yeah.
hopefully they'd be able to get it done in a couple of years if they were doing something like that. But this game with Midgar, like, they made a lot of different assets that they could have phoned it in. Here's this slum, here's that slum. Well, they're both slums, but just looking from the pictures and everything, they really made, like, say, Sector 7 look way different from Wall Market.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, it's the same city, but they really put in the work. That I do appreciate.
And that's where I am right now, actually, is Wall Market.
Oh, dude. Oh,
it's really well done.
I can only imagine. Like, yeah. Don't even tell me. I'm really excited.
I won't. You will not be disappointed. That's all I'll say.
Sweet. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I just realized the Skulltula. I was like, how the hell did you never get that? But I forgot that some Skulltulas are nighttime only and daytime.
Correct. Yeah.
You'll literally see them disappear. I forgot about that.
Let's see here.
Jovial,
I know there's
guys.
a couple heart pieces. We haven't been to Lon Lon Ranch yet. Let's
No,
we did the dungeon.
Maybe
Let's finish this episode by just walking around a little bit.
Yeah, let me actually hit up the website. Or do you know? Because there's like at least 2 heart.
Yeah, no, go for it. I could use some guidance.
I think I mean, obviously, just getting a Pona, just doing the what do you call it? Oh wait, that's as an adult. What am I thinking? Zora's River.
No, but we can learn the song. We can learn Epona's song.
Yeah, we can learn the song from Malin. Orange City, Lost Woods. We missed one in the Lost Woods. Whoopsie doodle.
Oh boy.
Yeah, we'll go back. It's playing Saria's song for basically the child.
The child.
It's another stump thing, yeah, but it's a lot easier. Okay, Lon Lon Ranch.
Oh, Lon Lon Ranch.
Okay, easy.
All right, let's go meet evil Luigi here.
Evil Luigi.
That's all he
Wait,
is. He's just evil fucking Luigi. Look at him.
Yes, you're right.
Ingo. No, you're Luigi. Fuck you. Who's Luigi? You're Luigi.
The tree.
The hardworking Ingo. I don't know why I picture him that way.
There's one that's like you totally wouldn't get unless you had the Stone of Agony. Speaking of which, do you have Rumble Pack?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay. Well, Stone of Agony is not gonna play into that. But between
here's
the
Drunk
Lon Lon
Mario.
Ranch, basically between Gerudo Valley and Hyrule Castle, just a little bit northwest of Lon Lon Ranch, there's a tree where you can place a bomb next to it, and there's a hole next to that tree.
Okay.
So maybe when we get out of here, we'll see the first tree northwest of Lon Lon.
Yeah, what the hell?
Kind of going towards, I guess, Hyrule Castle. I don't know. But there's only one in Lon Lon as a kid, I guess.
Okay. Huh. Wait. What do I get for doing this cuckoo mini game here? Is it a bottle?
I think it is a bottle. You don't have any bottles yet, do you?
Yeah, no, I have one.
Oh, okay. Where'd you get that one?
Okay, here's one.
Yeah, this is like the TV show, like, Italian version of Mario.
Right.
And then you just have evil Luigi.
Why are they so hard to pick up?
Hey.
God damn it. Oh, fuck. Come back to me, my babies.
Is there any way to tell?
No.
Oh, wait a second.
You just have to be careful.
Yeah.
And, like, watch them.
Start looking. Oh, yeah, they literally do show. Oh, I think it's the one going south of.
God damn it. Oh, no.
It's all over now.
It's all over. We're fucked. And then he has to keep talking to you, like, while you're trying to do it. Oh, come on. I hate the targeting in this game.
I've done that.
That's one of the things that has not aged well.
No.
Because if you try to target them, then you can't pick them up. You just roll at them. Alright, asshole.
Oh, is the camera gonna... No, that's not gonna do any favors. That one.
Okay, stop! For real.
Really? None of those?
I feel like he's lying to me.
He's feeling sorry for you.
There we go.
Come on, there we go.
What a bitch.
Give it up, Mario.
How'd you like to marry Malin?
Oh,
yeah, what the hell?
Yes, just act like a player.
Give me that fucking redhead. Yours. It's like, fine, I'll take your brother. Oh, God.
I gave you 30 rupees. What do you...
Get in here, like, Discount Luigi. This kid's gonna fuck you. Wouldn't that be horrible? Like, he just lends out his brother's asshole to, like, people to pay his debts. That's what... Like, you know, you're made to, like, feel like Ingo is the villain, but you should really feel sorry for Ingo, because... Because his brother's just a horrible man.
It's like every horrible, fucked up thing in the future world can be chased back to something you did. To
something you did to Ingo, kid. Yeah. Oh god, that'd be hilarious.
You pissed Ganon off, who was just a charitable entrepreneur to the king.
It's all just Ingo.
It's Ingo.
Oh god.
Ingo's like the who the hell was the villain of Twilight before you figured out Ganon was pulling the strings?
Oh, Zant?
Start with a Z.
I think it was Zant.
Ingo's like the Zant of this game.
Except he's just like
with
horribly
no mask
abused
to make him intimidating. He just lays it all out there.
Right. It like cuts to like flashbacks of Ingo's childhood, you know, like his brother stole like someone's milk money and he told him it was Ingo, and Ingo is just walking home and all of a sudden like 3 kids jump him and just beat him mercilessly and he has no idea why. They like cuts like to 10 years later. He's like applying to college and like he works really hard. He's up all night studying for his entrance exam, and his brother just sleeps through it. But then like as they're turning their papers in, he switches the names, and so he gets into like a really great college, and Ingo gets nowhere. Ingo just keeps getting fucked.
Oh my god.
And then like at college graduation, like his father has like a tear in his eye and he's patting his brother on the shoulder. You were gonna inherit the farm, my boy. I'm so proud. And then Ingo looks at his dad. He goes, Father, what about Ingo? Ingo, you shoveled the horse shit. You shoveled the horse shit for your brother.
I like how you still gave them
the Italian accent.
Italian voice.
You were gonna shovel the shit for your brother. Yes, father. Now go. I don't want to see you. This is your brother's day. Yes, father.
Oh, here we go. Here's where our heart piece is. You gotta push these things.
Oh god, wouldn't that just fucking suck? Ingo's life is just like one series of catastrophes after another, and it's all because of his brother. Oh my god, that'd be so fucking. Oh, it cuts to his brother's wedding day, and Ingo's there like nursing a drink. Ingo, this is your one chance. You gotta tell her how you feel. He goes up to the bride. He goes, listen, Catherine, I know you will marry my brother, but the truth is, I love you. I have always loved you. Ingo, no, I wanted a real man. Oh, God. That's why I marry your brother. He told me you're a dick. It not work so good. He told you what? Yeah, he said it's a small that the doctors they write a book about it. Ingo just takes like a really long drink of his wine and just walks away sullen. And that's Malin's mother. That's why he puts her to work. He can't look at her. You know? Oh, God.
Oh, Jesus. Ingo, I had to tell Catherine you had a micro penis. I couldn't get it up. I had to make mine look better.
Yeah, right. Oh, God.
There we go.
I tell her, I cannot get it up because I feel so bad for my brother Ingo. It's the only way she is staying, Ingo. You understand? Oh, yes, Ingo understands. Of course, Ingo understands.
Ingo's making a list.
Ingo's just biding his time. Oh, my God. Oh, man, the tragic tale of Ingo. Fucking stable hand who would be, like brilliant if it weren't for his brother. Oh, God. And what's really great is that, like, Link, he just assumes Ingo is the bad guy, so he helps out, and, like, he doesn't realize. And at the end of the story, like, his brother really takes it out on Ingo, Well, what's his brother's name? Malin? It's not Malin. No, Malin's the girl. What's...
But it's like... No, Malin. I think it is Malin, because isn't Marin?
No, you're thinking of Marin and Terran on the island of Koholint in Link's Awakening.
Damn it.
No, it's Malin and Talon.
Talon, okay.
Yeah. So it's
Marin and Malin,
Talon.
I swear that's obvious. I feel like she's supposed to represent her or something in this game.
Yeah, she absolutely is. She's based directly off of her. Okay, now what's the tree you're talking about?
Let's see. Well, where's the castle?
Castle's that away.
Okay, so
This tree here?
Gerudo Valley's to the left, so I think it's this one.
Shit, I don't have any
next to
bombs.
it.
I need to get
damn
bombs.
it.
God damn
You
it.
have 0 bombs.
I blew them all that stupid Dodongo mace.
Big loser.
I had to do what I had to do. Oh my
And
God,
there's
I
not-
love this
there's no
image of
grass in
Talon.
sight.
It's just like this horrible, like, sleazy, dishonest businessman. Poor Ingo.
I mean, you can tell. I mean, looking at him, he's like sleeping all day while Ingo's doing.
Yeah, I know, he makes his daughter, his, like, 5-year-old daughter, run to town to do the work. And
Yeah. Talon's a piece of shit.
Talon's a dick, man. Oh, God. After, like, Link saves the world and, Ganon's gone and there's a big celebration. Afterwards, Talon comes back into the horse stables. He's really drunk. He goes, Ingo, we are still have a talk about what you did. I'm sorry, brother. Please. Forgive Ingo. He takes a pitchfork. Oh, no. He starts heating it over a fire. You gotta show me you're really sorry, Ingo. Please, brother. I repent of my sins. No, Ingo, I'm afraid that's not gonna be enough.
Not enough of an offering.
He burns him. Oh, please, brother. I burn the tea for Talon into your ass. Oh, brother. You gonna sleep outside tonight, Ingo. Oh, this is just sadism. I don't know why. I don't know why it is. Oh, God. What were we even talking about? Like, what's this episode been about?
Shit,
It's been about, like, the Final Fantasy VII remake, and now all of a sudden just
Mostly
totally
that.
derailed. Ingo's just one hug away from, like, total redemption, but he never gets it. Nobody loved Ingo. Ingo are never gonna find a woman. Oh god. He like finally does bring someone back to the ranch and Talon's there, and of course he's drunk. Hey, Ingo, that's a real nice girl you got there. You know he a fuck at the horses, don't you? Please, brother.
So pathetic.
Right.
Always.
I meet Julia in Hyrule Castle Town. She come to check out the ranch. Oh, she come to check out my ranch. That's a real nice, brother. Miss Julia, when you want a real man, you come find Talon. Let me know when you're done with her, Ingo. I have some work for you to do in the back. Yes, brother. Oh, God.
Oh, man.
Talon's never worked an honest day in his life. He's like Hyrule's Donald Trump, you know? Gets by on the effort of others. Okay, what side of the tree?
Let's see. How far is Gerudo Valley? Because I say northwest.
Oh, it's not this tree.
Lon Lon Ranch.
Northwest.
So maybe it's not this one.
Let's take a look. See here. Where the hell am I?
Well, you got a
North,
map.
south, east, west.
You got a little mini map.
Northwest. Okay.
Yeah. So there you are. Yeah, a little more to the left.
I see a tree over here. Yeah, come to think of it,
like,
that looks familiar.
There's not a whole lot of trees in this field.
Do you remember how fucking like majestic and open this looked back in 1998?
I really do, actually. I still remember. I was thinking about that the other
like
day.
Just being blown away
this.
by like the scope of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
There we are. Yeah, not to shit on it at all.
No,
it
no,
is,
not at all.
It is
but...
crazy just what we've gotten accustomed to. Oop.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, do you need the iron boots or something?
Probably.
Son
or
of
at
a
least
bitch.
the scale. Oh, that's right. I can get the first scale now, can't I? In fact, I have to get to the Zora's domain. Or no, I get it in the Zora's domain.
Because you still can do 3, okay, but you could do like 6 or 10 with the scale.
Yeah, there's 2 scale upgrades.
Ah, well, I didn't realize. What the hell?
That's okay. At least now we know it's there.
I put this in like some of the first heart pieces. Yep, now we know.
They're not in order, huh?
And now we'll forget.
Now we will forget until the semifinal of this series.
Yeah, the episode where we get all the remaining heart pieces.
Let's see here. So we learned... Wait, did we learn Epona's song?
We didn't. No, we didn't.
Oh, for God's sake. That was the whole reason we went there.
It was. We got a little distracted.
We did. We just got so wrapped up in the story of Ingo. The tragedy of Ingo that we forgot. Forgot why we came there in the first place. That's right, we got to pull out the ocarina in front of Malin, and then she'll teach it to us. Make some of those rupees back here.
I feel like the time goes slightly quicker in Hyrule Field. I don't think it does, but maybe,
oh yeah, well
maybe.
it doesn't move at all outside of Hyrule Field. Like when you're in towns, it doesn't move.
Oh yeah, I was about to say that totally makes sense. Because I was just thinking of like the Skeltel is disappearing in front of me, but that must be in Hyrule when that happens.
I need
otherwise you would see
hookshot for that. Whoops.
You would see people just disappearing and new people coming to take their place.
Right.
So that totally
I don't
makes
think
sense.
the 64 is capable of that.
No. Didn't really have people having their own schedules until like Shenmue or so.
Who's this asshole?
Yeah, what the hell? There's
Dude,
danger
Shenmue.
here?
We gotta play Shenmue on this channel finally.
Oh yeah. Now,
Oh god damn
there's
it,
like
Mal's not
a
out
wonderful
during
no, not when there's birds that'll attack you.
Son of a bitch.
Ingo's probably out here.
Ingo have to sleep in the field. Talon says the horse stables, they are too good for Ingo. He would not want to offend the horses with Ingo's stench.
Ingo's done everything for Talon, and he just becomes somehow more abusive over the years.
Right. Brother, please, I gave you everything. But I want more, Ingo.
Suddenly one of Roger's old jokes come to mind. He's like, you have not given your life, Ingo.
You have not
taken your life.
No, Ingo. You have your life. I take your life. Please, brother, I give you everything. No, not everything, Ingo. You have your life. He takes a long drag on his cigarette. I take your life. Oh my god. Oh, for God's sake, Link. Come on. There we go.
There we go.
Yeah, I wasn't going for cute, lady. Come on. Oh my god, I had forgotten that joke of Roger's too. All these years. And it finally comes back.
What was it? It was, of course, because the Italian accent kind of reminded me of.
I take your life.
It's like, what do you have,
Oh
brother,
my god.
that I have not given you?
Please, bruh. And that finally was the day that, oops, bumped my mic there. That finally was the day Ingo knew that he was going to have to make some changes. Oh, God. All right. You know what? Next time on Play the Hits, we're going to Zora's Domain, and we're going to try to find a way to rescue our friend Ingo.
All right. We got some more heart pieces along the way.
Yeah, for sure. We're going to Zora's Domain. I know we can get some on the river.
Yeah, as a kid, there's one with the boomerang. Wait, where do you get the boomerang?
I think that's in Jabu Jabu's belly.
Okay, gotcha. All right.
But yeah. All right, we'll see you next time, buddy.
All right, man. See you then.